Good evening and welcome to Capital News at 9:30. My name is Frank Morandi. First, the national news. Residents in Tanga have urged the government to intervene in the problem of fuel shortage following fuel dealers' decision to close their stations. Here's more on the story.
Analysts say the situation might have been caused by frequent changes of fuel prices announced by the Energy and Water Utilities Regulatory Authority, EWURA. Chairman of Tanga Transporters Association, Hatwabi Adala, says a big percentage of transporters have failed to provide services due to closure of petrol stations, as currently there was only one station operating, which is overwhelmed by consumers. One fuel dealer said he had placed an order from oil agents in Dar es Salaam over the past 3 days, but there has been no response, apparently due to frequent price changes being announced by EWURA.
The Minister for Transport, Dr. Omari Nundu, says the transport sector still faced many challenges and that some investors contributed to undermine the sector's development. Here are the details.
Addressing a transport stakeholders meeting in Dar es Salaam today, the minister said in 2002 the Central Railway line had capacity to haul cargo of 1.4 million tons, but when investors took over, its capacity dropped to 250,000 tons only. Head of the European Union delegation to Tanzania, Ambassador Tim Clark, said it was high time the government put priority in construction of rural roads instead of trunk roads alone, and that they will support a good road network and transport sector at large.
The subsector performances are quite uneven, with trunk roads developing rapidly, while other road categories and subsectors are getting much lower attention and are underfunded. This gives rise to unbalanced and unsustainable development of the transport network as a whole and prohibits real intermodal solutions needed especially for smooth functioning of transport development corridors across Tanzania.
The National Housing Corporation has reached an agreement with 8 local banks which will give loans with soft conditions for Tanzanians who want to buy and own relief cost houses being built by the corporation. At the signing ceremony of the deal, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Human Settlement Development, Professor Anna Tibaijuka, urged the banks and the Housing Corporation during the exercise to review interest rates of the loans to be charged.
If people are left to entirely rely on their own financial resources to fund their activities, they would be unable to make any significant development. The government therefore considers banking sector as an important player in accelerating economic growth and reducing poverty. Without banks and financial institutions, development may be held back even if other conditions were met or were conducive.
Housing finance has been a desire for the banking sector in Tanzania. Banks has always been a can-do sector, and so a few of us have had that can-do attitude and they lead the way. And I'd like to commend our fellows in Azania Bank, Commercial Bank of Africa and Stanbic for leading the way in this particular sector.